When I think about you, I think about giving myself to you. Cause you know I want you, baby. I would do anything. I know you're thinking the same thing, babe. So come and get it. I'm so excited, I can't have.
Well, welcome. Hey, we happy to be back for another podcast show. And this is our podcast show. And our podcast show is...
Blam!
Ow! All right, come on, Black Love and Marriage.
Hey, well, we happy for y'all tuning in to our show. For our people that's following and our followers that's following us on Instagram, we really appreciate you following us on Instagram. It may look sideways because it is sideways because that's the only way we can get the entire view. But if you want to post comments and stuff like that, we really appreciate it, but we can't read them because the camera is so far away. Yes, but if you would like to go to our Facebook page being
Black Love and Marriage Our Way
on Facebook, and if you post your comments on there, we can read your comments. We can post them for our viewers so they can see as well. If you want to follow us on YouTube, you can go to the upper room, look for the 8-ball logo with the UR in the middle, and you can post your comments on there as well, and we can post them on this live feed for our viewers and our watchers to be able to see as well. And with that being said, we're going to get into my
2 for 2.
2 for 2. But before we get into 2 for 2, my wife already got on me saying that you only could give 2 topics, but I'm just going to give a brief intel of what's going on. If you guys don't know Kenan Thompson started off his career on Nickelodeon with the, what was the name of the show he did?
Kenan and Kel.
Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Well, he's going through what we hopefully that we never have to go through again is a divorce with his wife, Christina Evangeline. They've been married for 11 years, but they've been together for 15 years. So now they're going through a divorce. So our prayers go out to them. I hope they can reconcile and get that straightened out. But I always say, because his wife is of another descent, I always say if he would have went black, the marriage probably wouldn't have never cracked. But that's just my opinion.
We black, we strong now. We strong.
Yeah. I was wrong for saying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I can take the heat if you want to post and say all that. That's fine. I'm willing to do that. Now, the next thing I wanted to bring up, Monica is back in the news. You know, she was talking to C Murder, the rapper that was from No Limit Records, and she's went through a divorce with her ex. What?
Shannon
Brown. She went through. Look, he know about that. He's a basketball player. But anyway, she went through a divorce with Shannon Brown, but she's still being by C Murder's side. She also had Kim Kardashian vouching for him to go talk to the prison system to try to get him released. They have new pictures out that they took pictures together, and the social media was raving about her going to see him. Women were saying that I would like the same thing C Murder has for that woman to be sticking by him for 20 years and she's still by his side. But love is love. But my question to that is, if I went to jail and had life,
what'd you say?
If I went to jail. Oh, so that's the answer.
Oh, so we know what it is now.
She just ain't want to say that. She just ain't.
What?
20.
I mean, I wouldn't even expect you to hold me down.
Come on, that's
no. See, the thing is, if I can't do nothing and I can't be sexually, I don't want you to.
Well, you know, it's a different
situation.
I'm locked down.
Keep your behind out the
I can't do nothing.
Jail,
and I'm supposed to expect this woman to hold me down.
And we know that ain't happening.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, you gone.
Quickly.
So
at least write me a letter.
You wouldn't stay, baby?
Life sentence.
That's what I said. Life sentence.
I come see you. Yeah, we come see you.
At least write me a letter.
I got to move on.
At least send me a picture.
You good with a picture?
Nah, I wouldn't be yeah, you can write me just check on me.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I'll be okay.
Now let's reverse that question. What if they went to jail?
I'm not going. Yeah, you ain't got to never worry about that.
But see, you don't know. You said hypothetically, if you went down.
Yeah, we said hypothetically.
If you
write me,
if you went in, I'll write you. And I'll tell you about my new boo.
You see? Okay, next.
Well,
we have a next question.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
If you guys are not familiar with Miss Amanda Seals is a comedian, and actually she was really backing the fathers that's paying child support.
Mm-hmm.
And what she had said was that some of these baby mamas are bitter because the baby father is moving on, and some of these baby fathers are good fathers, but the child support is killing them. So what she had to say is, stop bringing the government in because you mad because your situation didn't work. Stop using your children to further your petty agenda.
Come on.
Stop keeping fathers from their kids because they're not interested in you. If he is physically and financially present to the best of his abilities, that means he's working, he's doing everything he can, but he probably not meeting everything financially. Get your feelings and get into co-parenting. And I'm thinking what she's saying is, if we can work together, I think it'll be a better situation for the child. But the thing is, you steady putting child support on me. You know I can't pay all the child support as well as pay my bills, but you really don't care about if I'm paying my bills. You just want to break me and take me to the bank.
Everything that I have.
So how do y'all feel about that?
I'm all about the co-parenting.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's only hurting the child.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, we did what we did. It is what it is, and it was what it was.
And it was what it was.
So therefore, let's take care of this child and give them the best life that we can together.
Yeah.
And hey.
But I think some of these men really put it down, and y'all getting y'all feelings.
Y'all
worried about the put down. She's talking about whoa.
Y'all, no, you can't categorize everybody.
There you go. I agree.
I wouldn't put everybody in the same category.
Everybody's not. So
everybody is not.
But this is
okay.
So
get into it, D. Get into it.
There's a reason sometimes these women act like this.
Okay.
Come on.
Leave them completely alone.
Leave them
completely
alone.
So that's what it is.
Leave them completely alone.
When they run back.
Dibble and dabble.
Dibble and dabble. Come on.
Dibble
and dabble. It confuses them.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
but
what you got? Come on.
Go ahead, Herb. I'm gonna let you go because I want to weigh in on that.
Come on. Y'all gotta leave it alone.
That
may be.
but the women ain't leaving it alone.
Yeah, like
the women ain't leaving it alone.
Yeah,
so it's a two-way street.
They're making a choice as well.
Exactly.
And then we dictate the whole thing.
Agree.
So now, when a man decides that he is over it, he's not dibbling and dabbling. Now he moves on. He's in another relationship.
She can't handle it.
They can't handle that now.
And you know that
now they're upset. But no. But once you get to a point you establish. Once you get to a point you establish.
Preach, Herbert. Preach.
There's nothing to come back. So then that's when they hold. I think that's what the young lady Miss Steele was saying.
Okay.
Once the man is already gone, he may have done something early on, but he's gone. He's established. He has his own family. He's doing his own things, and they still hold it over his head and still try to take him back to get more money and this and that. When they take care of their children.
Slow down.
Hello.
Okay. Slow down.
Yes.
So I can speak on that.
Okay, I can agree with that. If the relationship has been done, we establish, okay, I'm going this way, you going that way. We still have this child that we have to raise. I do agree. Allow the man or whoever it is, whether the man has the sole custody, because sometimes the men have the custody of the kid.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I will allow you the opportunity. Show me what you made of. Show me you can be a father without me going there. Some just leave and they leave. That's not okay.
But what about the ones that don't do that?
The ones that don't do that, I agree.
Don't
just stick it to them and keep sticking it to them and keep sticking it to them. Right. So I do agree with that because we can co-parent on the level of, but see, women.
Here we go. Give us the scoop. Give us, not that me and her need, give our audience the scoop.
Women are emotional creatures, so women are always thinking about, okay, so if you can't give me what I want, now I'm gonna stick you with this, and they do it being spiteful. Yeah,
a woman scorn. Y'all women, boy, I tell you.
So does that mean? You know, because some people have the question.
Maybe he can go on this all day.
I can. I sure can.
He can.
It's my life. I can.
Speak on it.
That raises the question that some people think, as a woman, that all women essentially want to be with their child's father.
Oh no, I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Number one, because I've seen it.
My wife over here shaking her head. That ain't Tourette.
I don't agree with it, but people ask the question.
No, okay. Sometimes in a woman's mind, after you've had a child and the child could be newborn, toddler's age or whatever, they always have in their mind, I can make my family work. My family meaning my kid and my kid's father. We could possibly work. Okay. But if it don't work, don't be mad. That's all I'm saying. They're
gonna be mad.
I'm saying they don't have to be mad.
Because my thing is, because we didn't have a baby together. Now you trying to go out or do whatever you want to do. Like you said, we supposed to be co-parenting, but a lot of men, that probably wasn't my intention. Even though we supposed to have safe, protected sex.
Yeah, because my intention wasn't having a baby.
Exactly. So even though we had the baby, don't assume that I'm trying to marry you or be with you.
Yeah.
I agree. Don't assume, but some women,
that thing.
Listen, now we have a kid. What we gonna do about it?
Right.
That's why I don't agree with. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were telling me a story about how they were forced to be married. Like just because I lay down and have a kid with you, you do not have to marry me. I don't have to marry you. We ain't ready.
Yeah.
Right.
We ain't ready for all that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be obligated because of the situation.
No, you don't.
But you should be able to co-parent and everything goes.
You should, but it don't happen like
that.
It don't.
And then you get a situation.
Yeah.
But then you also get a situation, and I ain't gonna touch on it too much.
Okay, don't touch on it. Don't touch on it too much. Yeah, this 2 for 30. We touching on this subject a little bit too long.
Well, before
put that paper up.
Before we go on a break, I want to give a big shout out to Miss Grim Talks. She follows our shows. If you want to come on the show, you already know what to do. She's been on our Zeke Freaky Tales as well as our Upper Room page. But going back into Miss Steele's, I'm gonna play this nice clip where she had a rebuttal to all the people that was attacking her for the things that she said. And then after I play this, we're gonna take a break. Those who's following us on Station Head, you'll have the privilege to listen to some of our good music. We'll play some of the music as well as on YouTube. But to our Instagram followers, we see that y'all posting and y'all coming up. Please log on to YouTube and follow us on YouTube under the Upper Room. Look for the 8-ball logo with the UR in the middle. And your comments that you posted on Instagram, you can post on YouTube and we can see them right here on the screen, and we can put them on our screen as well as address the questions that you have. But I'm going to play this clip by Miss Steele's. Then after that, we're going to go into break. And then we're going to come back with the title of the show. These ladies are going to introduce the show, and we're going to do that. But before we do that, this is our podcast show.
Blam!
Let me see what this clip is.
Nothing side chicky about my statement. The bottom line is, if you are parents, handle yo shit. If you are pulling someone and your child and yourself through a court system because you are upset that somebody doesn't want to romantically be with you even though they're being a stand-up parent, then that's some dumb whack ass shit. You cannot simply remove context and words from phrases to make it appeal to your point. I never said that men should not be taken for child support. I never said that child support does not serve a purpose. I simply said, if you know someone is performing to the best of their abilities financially and physically, then you are wildin' taking them to court. And when people get mad about, well, how can you determine that? You know that. You know why? Because you knew the nigga was broke when you fucked him. I know. The truth hurts. Because we've all fucked a broke nigga and been mad. It's just some of us got blessed with a child. So y'all want to be mad? Fine. But I didn't shade you. The facts shaded you. So y'all want to be mad? Fine. But I didn't shade you. The facts shaded you.
Well, we are back, and we hope y'all enjoyed that little segment. We was kind of get heated, but that can be another topic within itself. And anyway, I am Otis Brown, and I am the husband of Miss Dominique Brown. And
I am Herb Washington, and this is my beautiful wife, Jessica Washington.
Oh, man, we didn't do the kids. They
I know that's right.
See how we solved that conflict, man?
Oh, man. Shoot. Hey, but we have a very interesting show for you all, and I'm gonna let the Mrs. Introduce the show, and then once we get into that, we have a very special guest that's coming on the show. She has her own podcast as well as her own show, and we'll give you more information about her when she come on. So with that being said, this is
Blam.
You want to go? You want me to go?
You know,
Okay. So today's show. So we were thinking about a bunch of topics. We did get a lot of feedback. Thank you for the ones who actually text us, DM'd us, gave us any type of comments in the comment section on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So we did take that into consideration. But we thought the first real show should talk about, okay, so background. Our husbands have been married before. We have not. Okay. So this is our first and only marriage. Okay. And so, and so we thought about, I know we have a lot of our audience who have been married before. Previous marriage, they may either be thinking about getting into a second marriage or already into a second marriage. And so we kind of wanted to talk about what makes me the one, which means your other marriages didn't work or your other marriage didn't work. Like, why did you choose to do it again? Why did you choose me? What made you go after me to say, you know what, that one didn't work, but you are the one? Like, why? So that's already like,
that was a W.
Why?
Oh, like why? W.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Senior moment.
My bad.
So yeah, we just kind of wanted to get into it because I know a lot of y'all may have questions for y'all spouse or for for maybe your person that you're in a relationship with, and you kind of want to know, like, have more talking moments. Like, what makes me the one? Why do you want to be in a relationship with me? Why do you want to be married to me? Why do you want to be engaged to me? Like, so we're gonna talk about it, baby. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. So we're gonna dig into it. We're gonna let the guys have like the platform for today because
they just putting us under the gun. That's what they're
trying to do.
Y'all been married before, so we want to know. So we want to know. So guys, take it over.
Is anything you want to say before we get into that?
She said it all. And did. Why?
And did. So
why?
So why?
So why? When you talk about why, what makes my wife the one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like they said, I personally been married before. I was young, 25. And what we talked about earlier is kind of like a good little spinoff because I was one of those people, young, not knowing any better, had a kid, was like, yeah, baby, it's us, got married at 25, wasn't ready. And that's what I did, and so, of course that didn't work out. So I decided that I'm definitely sitting here with him, my wife. So,
well, that didn't work out.
Yeah, that didn't work out. But
man, you're gonna get a lot of text messages.
Yeah, I probably will. That's good. I'm all for it.
They're listening. Tune in.
So, when I met my wife, I said, well, we were friends, and it was one of those things where I'm like, well, this is different. What make she not putting up with none of my little tricks or schemes. She was.
We don't have tricks and schemes.
Sure you did.
She was.
Sure you did.
I felt like that she was the type of woman I was looking for because she was, she spoke up for herself. She, if I would try to come and say, "Oh, well, look, the same stuff I was used to doing in previous relationship," she was shutting that down. Like, I don't know what you used to dealing with. I don't know what you used to dealing with.
Keep going, baby.
But I ain't it. Look,
that's what she's doing. She's showing the ring.
Yeah,
Hey, so that's what it was. Yeah. So outside of that, just for me personally, she, you know, I came with a lot. I don't like to call it baggage, but you know, let's just be, you know, I was divorced. I had a kid. Then I went and had another kid. So now I got 2 baby mamas. You know, and she's still.
You was busy.
Oh, I was busy. I was doing the most. I was young. I was immature.
I was busy.
Yeah. So, but this woman, she took me in, and still outside of all that, still looked at it and was like, I'm still rocking with it. She took care of my kids like, you know, they was her own, all that, you know. So I said, well, you know, and I had in my mind, guys, Dominique Otis, I said to myself,
guys, Dominique Otis, call their name there, baby.
Yeah. When I got divorced, you know, I said I would never get married again.
I did too.
I was not with it. I said, you know what? Hey, I'm having fun. I can have more fun just being single, doing what I do. Ain't got to worry about no headache. Ain't doing no checking in. Ain't doing none of that.
But damn, laying up by yourself.
Yeah,
then you gotta find something.
Yeah. So then I'm like, well, because I really had that in mind. And just, you know, I was like, dang, this woman didn't change my mind. God, dog it. And hey.
Here we are.
Doing the whole podcast. We
talking about love and marriage.
I wait. November the 7th. I say, well, I gotta marry this woman. That's what made it, you know, that changed it for me. You know?
Wow. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. I always ask them though.
Yeah.
You always ask them.
I do. I ask them like, what was the difference? Like, what was it about me? And he always tell me like, you didn't put up with me. You didn't put up with me. You didn't make it easy.
No.
I feel like it was a chase, and I feel good about the chase.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah. I ain't. Yeah.
Look at it. See that? It was a chase, and then she gonna shoot my cousin. God,
it was different. You know, not to get too deep, but you know, people date nowadays. You know, you try to get a little physical.
Yeah, that's what you dating for.
You trying to get a little.
Yeah, not for a relationship.
I took her out. I spent some money. You know, I think I'm finna get physical. But my wife, she didn't crack at all. Long time. For 6-7 months.
Gotta put in work quick.
Yeah. Men think that, I'm gonna take you out on a date and I need something after. Yeah, no. Like, here's the thing, and I think I told y'all in that first one. My daddy took me everywhere I wanted to go. Yeah. Okay, so you take me to a fancy restaurant, or you feel like you spending $150 on the ticket. Yeah, stop. I got that.
Done it.
Done.
She said, "Yeah, stop."
Got it. Like, $150 on the dinner. The last guy took me for $300.
God, stop! Oh, man, you can't win, man.
But hold on, but Otis, here's the thing. I seen something in Herbert. You know, I seen something in him to make me feel the way of like, he a big mess. He a lot to put up with.
Oh, facts.
But he's still chasing. Like, I would think that I'm just like blowing him off and doing this or whatever. But he was consistent.
That's right.
Okay.
Persistence overrides resistance.
He stayed on top of it. Like,
David White.
I always tell him like the first night that we met though, like, the boy was texting me within hours, and I'm like, "Dang, aren't you supposed to wait like 2 or 3 days?"
No. No.
Oh,
no. Hey, I asked for that number 6 times.
Okay, side story. When we first met, okay, we both went to Sam Houston State University. We
shout
went
out to the,
shout out to the Bearcats. Eat them up,
yeah.
Okay, so we went to an alumni party, and like I was talking to my homies. I think it was Ike. It was. I think it was like 3 other guys, because I had a lot of guy friends, you know, back in school. I didn't really talk to a lot of girls, but you know, so I was chopping it up with them. We talking, we laughing, we didn't have a good time. It's open bar, they walking around the party with bottles just pointed in your mouth. Like, and so I didn't dance the night away. People know me, I'm a dancer. I was dancing on stage all night. So he come. Yeah, he done had a few drinks too. So he like, hey yo, Jess. I'm talking to my homies. I'm like, what's up? You know, he like, I've been kind of peeping you. I'm like, okay. So he like asked me for my number. So I'm like, yeah, 82. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, hit me up. So I talk again. So here we go. He back again. Hey, yo, Jess. I'm like, what's up? Anyway, long story short,
good.
I'd say that to say like he was really persistent, like consistent. So
I sure was.
So when we were dating, well, let's just say we were talking because I wouldn't really call it like dating.
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really call that like dating
converse.
because I was kind of winking myself off of a relationship. And to my knowledge, I didn't even know the boy was married, but that was a whole nother topic. Yeah. So anyway, so we were talking. So yeah, I didn't, conform to his way. So after that, but I did see the good in him. Like I seen like his heart. Like a lot of people at the time didn't really see his heart because he was like trying to be here and trying to be there. But I knew he was kind of battling with a lot of things. And I'm like, just, I don't know, it's crazy, but God was just telling me, just keep him around. Even if it's just friend wise, just keep him around. He need that in his life. Just keep him around. Child, I kept him around so long, he proposed to me. So yes, I've seen that he did come with things that I didn't have because I didn't have children at the time. So he did come with two extra children. But the thing about it is, it's like they were girls, and I have 3 nieces. So I was always into the girls. So I was like, of course, I didn't want to meet them or their mom. I didn't want to meet them until I met their moms. It kind of didn't happen that way. So as we were, actually dating at this time, he would bring them to the apartment. They would spend the night. They would do all this and do all that. And I just grown a connection with them. And I seen how they were around him. And they, they had the girl relationship as well because they were kind of different. They never were without both at the same time, basically. So they kind of had to get used to like another woman in their dad. So that was kind of a sticky relationship that I didn't kind of want to break. So when they used to come over, I used to go in the back room a lot. So they would spend time together and stuff like that. But long story short, like I saw the qualities in you for a husband, not just a boyfriend. I had boyfriends, I had guys. I mean, the roster stayed.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Like, come on! I was literally on the Yank patrol. Like, stop. Like, okay, so the Yank was there, so it wasn't about that. But Herbert was fun. Like, we had a good time together. Right. Like, okay, shut up. We had a good time together.
Turn up king, man.
So our personalities kind of clicked. So that's kind of what we built on. And from there, I mean, it wasn't me, he did some things, I probably did some things, but that what relationship happened, and so we kind of built on that and built around family. And the rest is kind of history.
Yeah. 5 years later, Mrs. Wash.
Okay. Mrs. Wash.
Well, yeah. So. I think what made my baby the one, and my wife, she has an old soul. Yeah, and she does. She stayed to herself. She's quiet. She didn't seek a lot of attention, but the way she moved, she was gonna get her attention. And after get to talking, her conversation, it was just different from any other conversation I've had with any other woman, because even though I'm pretty sure women know that we trying to talk to them and stuff like that, but the response wasn't coming back as like, I want to talk to you. It was more like, I'm listening to what you're saying, but are you backing up from what you're saying, and or it's going to be the same the next day? And then knowing that she was family oriented, going to church and stuff like that, even though she said I stalked her her Instagram page. Her Instagram page.
What else she be doing?
Right.
Okay,
and then like seeing how she carried herself, and stuff like that. It wasn't she was always on her phone, or like, who was that? Trying to figure out what she's doing and stuff like that. And then our conversations, man, it just got, even when we started dating, it was always about like, what are you trying to do? How you trying to better yourself? What you have going on? And then when I would talk to her about the problems and stuff I've had, she listened. And then she always had something to come back with, like, okay, But what if we do this?
Yeah.
Let's try to do this. Or you still can do that. And then having the power, the positive encouragement, always keeping me up, not putting me down when I was going through my hard times, my bad times, and stuff like that. And shit, when I fell in love with it, right now to this day, it's still being the same. The inspirational.
Yeah.
The inspiration. the inspirational quotes and like the stuff she do for me behind closed doors, and you know, on our first show when we was introducing ourselves, like getting me back in school, you talking about it, but you ain't doing it, so I'm gonna take care of it for you and stuff like that. And hey, my bae.
That's it.
I am her.
So I mean,
yeah, that's good, man.
No, that's what I always look at it like. People are not perfect, so you can't, you know, bash people for things that maybe that you have not done or you have not seen or whatever. Because it's a lot of things that Herbert have done that I feel like that, I would never do. But you know, I was upset, but I didn't hold that to heart because I knew you were better than that. You know, may have been a mistake at the time, but you better than that. And if this is what you want, you need to prove to me this is what you want.
Right.
You know, and I don't like a lot of talking. I tell her I'm black and white. I don't do no gray areas. So if I'm black and white, either you black or you white. Which one you gonna be? Because
she got strong in that statement.
Because I tell her, I'm black or white. Either you in or you out. I don't do that one foot in, one foot out. So if you in, I'm gonna rock with you till the wheels fall off. If you out, then you out. So he kind of understood that, and then we have great communication. Yeah. So we talk about
improved a lot
everything.
Got to.
Y'all have to excuse me. I'm not being rude. I'm trying to get our guest on and trying to walk her through it. She's watching right now on Facebook, but I'm trying to bring her through our live stream. So I apologize.
Good. Yeah. And then like just to chime in kind of what Otis said, you know, about his wife, we as men, when they talk about marriage, I'm gonna just speak for myself. I'm looking for somebody who's gonna make me better.
Yeah.
You know, pull me up from things I used to do all the time. And
damn, they both laughing.
No, we were just talking about this, guys. We were just talking. I'm not gonna put you on blast on a lot of things, but I play with him because I'm like, I've never met anybody in my life who goes and get tires. New tires.
He's talking about my tires back.
Okay, so whatever that means. So he goes and get tires, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get. He call them new tires. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm thinking discount tire. You know, that's why our dad took us. You know, he get us these. He get us licenses for the tires. He get us lifetime warranties for the tires. So I was like, okay, he going on his lifetime warranty to go get another tire. Yeah, he was getting used tires from like a side of the road tire shop, and I was like, well, how much you spent? Because you know, I'm like, I gotta know. Or was this like on your warranty? He like, warranty? I'm like, yeah, on the tires.
Nah, baby, like, 480, baby.
He was getting used tires.
Taking the shortcuts.
So off of somebody else's car, they take these off and they resell them. And I was wondering why your tires get flat. Like every month or two, you need new tires. So I'm like, oh no. If we don't have the money now to go get you another car, we gonna at least go get you 4 brand new tires, some discount. Like, what we gonna do?
You know, it's funny she's saying that. That's why she picked one of the songs, The Upgrade, huh? I guess the upgrade.
Yeah. Cheers to the
no, but that's a real statement, you know, because it's a lot of things I could say now that I do, I probably wouldn't be doing if I didn't meet my wife. Now, that's just real talk.
You get some brownie points too for that one.
Yeah, probably,
Keep going.
Yeah.
So, he be getting brownie points all week.
Like, I wouldn't.
Mine at 0.
Hey,
oh man.
Yeah, 0.
You know, but what's the title of the show? What makes me the one? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's gonna be different for everybody. Yeah. But I'm saying, I know for us, it's a lot of things that I would have never known.
But we just
never known to do.
We had one of our viewers, Mr. Ronnie Smith. He say, "Old school ways, heard old school ways."
Yes, that's right.
Ronnie, we appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you tuning in as well.
Yes,
I'm trying to tell you, hey,
and that's what I had to learn. Yeah, take some of them old school principles and make it work.
There you go.
You know, people like to run from that.
That's the foundation.
It is the foundation.
Because you know we live in different times. Are always changing. People like to get away from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I think about it, I say, well, being married now, when I was single, I would use some old school stuff.
I still use old school because, like, with my wife, I know she's been in previous relationship that didn't work. Look what she had now. But like,
put that out there.
But like opening the door. My wife loved that, and don't let me get sidetracked and don't open the door. She was staying right there at the door. Like, you started this.
Love that and flowers.
Yeah.
When the last time I got flowers? It's April. I agree. I agree.
For sure.
We're gonna bring her on. Is it
go ahead. We making sure she can get on. I see that she logged on, but I don't see a visual yet.
Yeah.
No, but I kind of agree with the old school way, because like I think Dominique said in the last podcast, like I prep Herbert's food, like I make it lunches, I make King lunches. Most of the time, like I mean, I don't want to say we do gender roles, but I do be like, you need to take out the trash because that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
I have a question to that.
Yeah.
Y'all want us to take out the trash, which is typically fine. But
Okay.
when do it comes? Well, I ain't taking out the trash no more. Who was taking it out before we came along?
Well, that's why you here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So go ahead, get her in.
Before.
Oh yeah, before.
Pre.
Who was washing your clothes before?
I was washing my own clothes. I wash our clothes, but I take some self-satisfaction in washing
What you
clothes.
Like for us,
was you taking lunch to work?
Exactly.
like we appreciate certain different things.
Yeah,
Like
do.
I know
Yeah.
for us in our house,
Okay.
like it's certain things, you know. That's why I'm like, oh, I thank God I got a wife like this, cause it's just certain stuff. She wash clothes, like she like to wash clothes.
I don't
like.
Hold on.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like I'm just saying, she does it in the house.
Okay. Yes.
Me, I would do it, but I'm gonna do it my way. You know, I'm like,
oh yeah, you got to go through that.
That's the basket.
Right.
I'm all that's going in. Now I know how to separate whites and color, but
that's a waste of time. You get it in one.
Wash no towels with the up because
that's all
I'm saying the little.
See, so that's why that's her thing. Like she got a particular way to do it. I say I ain't gonna touch that.
Man, so you need to start washing then.
I ain't gonna touch.
I'm not washing. You know how to wash correctly.
But that's the thing, correctly. If you knew how to wash correctly, I would allow you to do that.
Correctly?
You think just because I work from home, I'm supposed to be, well, this is.
You at home?
Yeah, stop.
No. She said, yeah, stop.
No, not doing that.
Hybrid.
Don't play with me.
Well, hey, since we put that out there, let's reverse the role now. Why was we the one?
I kind of touched your mind. Yeah.
Oh well, Miss Brown.
Oh, he just want to hear it.
Yeah, I need some clarity.
He just want clarity.
I need some clarity.
I just want to hear it.
But you know what? I am guilty because I don't think I ever asked that question.
Okay.
It's just like one of those. He make me want to take a risk thing. If it might not make sense.
That makes sense to me.
No, yeah.
It's like.
But we kind of talked on that. Remember, people don't ask that question.
You know, I don't. I seen his actions.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never.
Yeah. Don't be my cousin like that. I seen the action.
About
But it was like, okay, I just feel like we went through everything in the beginning to break us.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, man, yeah. But it was still something like, man, I know this man got more potential than what he, than because I'm not where he from.
Yeah.
So okay, you hear little bits and pieces. I mean, I worked where he was from, so of course, yeah, you hear our love. He was this, he was there. Okay, but my thing is, I can't judge you from your past.
Okay.
You can only go for what you know.
You can tell me anything.
Yeah. There you go.
You might be saying something just to, I think they talking, but I don't know they talking. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna say something just to. So let me see for myself.
Fact.
And let me be the judge of it.
There you go.
Because I mean, hey, how you gonna say if you don't like something when you ain't never tried it?
You ain't never tried it. That is so true.
Now, I mean, he is a little stubborn. He got his ways, but we all have our ways.
We all have.
I got something.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm like, man, this man got me. I did. Let me just combobulate, okay? But it's like, okay, but at the same token, it's like you pushed me. I mean, I always felt like I was always mature for my age, but I felt like he pushed me like way, like it was like I was here and it was like boom,
0 to 100 real quick.
Like like okay, well I gotta start thinking about this. I gotta, I wasn't worried about my credit.
Yeah.
And he wasn't worried about his, but it's like, okay, this is what I see for us.
Yeah.
And that was even before marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I see for us. Okay, well, I had to put my foot down because he wants to be in control of everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm not.
Hold on, babe. You gotta clear that up. Not in control, like
I'm not okay,
like controlling her, because I don't want y'all thinking like my wife runs
we know
me.
You ain't controlling her.
That's why I said you gotta clear that up. Like,
he likes to be in control as far as how can you say it? He wants everybody to know that he's the man.
And we know you the man. Sit down.
It's like, okay, well, but it was to me. It's not like, okay, you the man, but I'm not gonna ever degrade you as a man. I'm gonna still let you be the man, but I'm gonna be behind you.
There you go, beside you,
and beside you.
Yeah.
And okay, hey, babe, we gotta do this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and steer you, this way. So it's like, okay, but again, I mean, I wasn't thinking about no credit. I wasn't thinking about, okay, well, we gotta do this. Okay, it was just like it was real life. I call it real grown up stuff. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, okay, I see the potential in him, but it's like, dang, but I see myself growing too.
For sure.
So it's like, okay, I mean, if y'all don't know, you know he's older than me, but it's like, I done talked to some people.
Yeah.
And it was never, number one, my thought process was not there.
Yeah.
Like it is with him. So it's like, okay, well, it might be a little something. And it's like, okay, well, you got me. Okay, well, you taking me out my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for sure.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
So it's like, okay, well, I'll try this. I'll try this. I'll risk this. I'll do.
And it might be scary.
Yeah, it might be scary, but okay, I'm all for it. Because again, how you gonna know if you don't never try?
There you go.
So I can't keep holding myself back if I don't never try it.
There you go.
So hey, if I don't try it, then I mean, what input can I really have?
There you go. Nothing.
At all. So like, I'm like, okay, yeah, so okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm like, y'all get y'all a seasoned man. But like I said, the qualities that he brought out in me, that nobody else ever brought out, I was like, man, for real.
Yeah.
So like, okay,
sure.
That's what it's about.
It's like, okay, I know he loved me, but he might take love a little too serious. That's what I thought about.
It's a little different.
It's a little different. I said he loved me. Okay, all right.
Well, with all that being said, we do have our special guest coming on, and I'm gonna give you a little insight on her before she's come on. She goes by the name of Diva Speaks Relations. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, TikTok, also on YouTube, Diva Speaks Relationships TV, with 8,000+ viewers. Her last show on YouTube was Are You Sure You Know? This is Diva Speaks Relationship Podcast, and I would like to welcome her onto our show. And I know y'all probably gonna love what she may have to say. We have questions for her. I know I have some questions for her. And here we go. So we have this Diva Speaks on the show.
Hello. Let's go.
Well, Miss Diva, hold on, we can't hear you. Is your mic on? The audio. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hello, how you doing? We haven't. Can you hear us? No, we can't hear you. we having some technical difficulties. Hopefully we can get this cleared up. Oh, she muted herself.
Another one out to come back on.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get her back on. But anyway, yeah.
I can't believe you never asked the question.
I honestly didn't.
But you know what? Before we get our guests on, why do you all think women don't ask that question? Like, why me? You think they just happy being in the moment?
I'm gonna say, I mean, like just said earlier, we was talking, of course, off air. Everybody feel like they the one.
Y'all was talking off air. When y'all had this conversation?
Yeah, well, they got that little private text page.
Everybody feel like they the one.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean, like, you know, I mean, of course you're gonna think you are, you know, you're gonna have that confidence. You're gonna have that, okay, I know what I got, I know what I bring to the table, but you might bring something to the table, but is it beneficial for him and is it beneficial for y'all?
Are you the one for that particular person?
Because
yeah.
It like I say, everybody feel like they're the one.
Right. Well, what about people that don't even think about it? Just straight up don't think about it. Like,
some people just like to be in relationships. They just don't want to feel lonely.
Right.
Yeah.
That may be true. Yeah. Or let's just say I get with you. I'm out of a relationship. I'm, you know, whatever. I'm moving on from the next one. I meet you. I'm with you, and you make me feel the way I want to be. Making me feel the way I want to feel. I don't even have to think about that. I'm just going off based off what you make me feel like. So I ain't got to ask you the question. What about those people? Like, I ain't got to ask the question. What makes?
But I think that question should be asked.
But see, I think that question should be asked, especially if we're talking long-term relationship. We talking engagement. We talking marriage. We talking children. We talking all of that. Why should I have your baby? Why should you have mine? Like, what makes you a beneficial as a father? You know, especially for those who don't have children. Like, how do you know that you're ready for this? Like, and some people, they just, they may not even have the opportunity to say that, you know, because they just surprise babies. You know,
I think some you're scared of what. I feel like some are scared of what the reaction gonna be.
True.
Yeah.
That could be true too.
I mean, nobody likes rejection.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, why am I the one?
Some people don't like the truth.
Why am I? Okay, what makes me the one? I mean, we really just doing something. I ain't ready for all that. To me, that's still a sense of rejection.
That is rejection.
And then
you might not come.
I think the acting, what we're saying is, what makes me the one, but then we breaking it down into different categories. Because I can feel like you the one, but then all of a sudden you ask me, hey, what? Well, I want 5 kids. Now all of a sudden,
well, yeah, because
now all of a sudden, the way you made me feel prior to that question
instantly went down.
Now I'm like, oh, well, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's kids. Now we take kids out the scenario. You still lit for me, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people think like that.
But see, that goes into communication, because we need to communicate about what we want in marriage, in a relationship. Because it's some people that's just dating and they don't want nothing else. They just want the companionship. They just want for me to be laying next to you. They just want that that good. I mean, it's just a lot of things that we need to make it plain. That's why I look at some people to be like, okay, I don't feel as if
I think we have you. Okay. There we go. Can you hear us?
I think so.
Ms. Davis, can you hear us? I think she's going to come on through station head. But then go ahead till we get her.
Yeah, y'all know I don't have a good memory.
But the thing is, should that question be addressed? Oh, yes, we can.
Yes.
Can you hear us? I think we have a delay.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I think that question it should be asked, and a lot of times I think guys not gonna oppose the question. but the women should have posed the question. Because my thing is, if I'm doing, I do not, and I'm probably gonna take some flack from the guys. I do not understand how guys can be with a woman for 5 and 7 or 8 years, and you never propose or even talk about the conversation like what we doing. So now if we break up because you technically you're not my man. I can't. Yeah, I hope you would respect me, but if he decides to go talk to somebody else, what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, and I totally agree with you, because one, we all know in the dating world or whatever it may be, you ain't talking to nobody for no dating somebody for 5, 6, 7 years. You know what you want.
But it happened though.
Yeah,
we know people that goes through that.
It happened. But you know what you really want to do, and you know what you don't want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that.
But it's some people too that just don't want marriage.
Yeah.
Right. They just are comfortable with being.
But so do women or men just accept that? Like if I talk to you and I say I don't want to get married, why are you wasting your time being with me when you know it ain't gonna go nowhere else outside of that? Because I may find somebody later down the line and I'm gonna say I don't want to be with you, but I'll marry this person.
Then what's that song say? I bust the windows out your car. I'm playing. No, but for me, if our futures don't align, right, I'm out. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not the person that I don't need. Some people just need somebody to just be with them, or just talking to them, to hear them, just need somebody to sleep with, just need somebody to whatever. I don't need that, because if that's what I wanted to do, I mean, there's others. I'll be comfortable with you until I'm ready to move on, and then after I'm done with you, you go on, because now I know that you don't want longevity. So I mean, it's all in communication. Like,
no, you gotta talk about
what we doing. Where do you see this? Where we going? And if it's not long term, and if they're honest with you about not being long term, I mean, you take it. And some people, I'm not even gonna say women. Some people do tell them, hey, this is what it is, whatever, and they still try to hold on like I may be able to change their mind. Don't try to change nobody's mind. If they telling you what it is, take it for what it is and move around.
Well, we have Miss Diva Speaks on our show. She's coming in through Station Head, and I'd like to welcome you again with a round of applause. Welcome to our.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Hey, don't worry about it. We just happy that we have you on our show. But the title of our show, would you like to tell her what the title of the show is?
Are you the one?
So our question to you is, when do a woman knows that she's the one, or when should a man let the woman knows that she's the one, as well as a 3-part question, why is it never talked about?
Okay, so the first part was, when does the woman know
that she's the one?
That she's the one. Okay, so when did I know that I was the one for my husband?
Yeah, correct. What makes me the one?
When should a man? Okay, and when should a man let the woman know that he's identified her as the one? Correct.
I like that. Identified, right?
And what was the third one?
And when what I said, when?
Why sometimes the question never?
Yeah, why is the question never brought up?
Oh, that gets a little tricky. Okay, so I think women, we for the most part, we're forward thinkers, and we have a way of having everything in mind that we want in our mate.
Yeah,
we can check the boxes. We can quickly identify the areas that appeal the most to us. What's not so appealing.
That's true.
And we can quickly assess if those undesirable traits is something that we can live with, work through, work past, or if it's a deal breaker. And I think with women, we know you're the one by whatever's on that list, whatever box that makes that top 5. If we can check the box with those things, it's pretty much he's a keeper. I don't think it's talked about as much as it should be nowadays, because people are afraid of having the conversation. Marriage is not held in high esteem like it once was. When women, especially black women, when black women start to express their desire to get married, it's often frowned upon, or we are viewed as desperate, or we are attempting to make you do something that you don't want to do. And I think that I'm just thinking, because I'm not a man, I don't think the men want to have that conversation before they are sure that you're the one, because they don't want to plant seeds. They don't want you going before them. They don't want you putting the chicken before the egg or the egg before the chicken. So they just rather keep it to themselves, and you guys kind of sit back and observe to double check if you made the right choice and say, okay, this is wifey right here. But, I just think with us women, I know really, really quick.
Well, before we go on to the next question, and I rudely didn't do this, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Because I remember when we was talking through Messenger, and I know I was messing up your name because I had you to pronounce it for me. It's Anna Gayla Porterreal, correct?
Oh God, no.
Go ahead. I knew I was gonna mess that up.
It's okay, Texas family. It's okay. My name
is. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Right. Tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, and about your podcast show and your social media outlets.
Okay. My name is Angela Porterreal. I am a native, born and bred Dallas, Texas girl. Don't get it twisted. I live in Charlotte. I live in Charlotte, the Queen City. But Dallas is home, and I will always identify as a Texas girl. There's no place like home. Right. Just very clear about that. Yes, honey, us Texans, especially us Texas women, we come with a swag and a level of confidence and security that cannot be shook. It cannot be shook, let me tell you. In these parts, being groomed and growing up as a Texas woman and everything that I endured, and being, fed spiritually at the Potter's house, it prepared me for this sea of sharks that I'm out here in, but I digress. I digress. But guys, thank you for having me on your show. I've been watching while I could. The four of you, it's just a breath of fresh air to see Black love celebrated and talked about. So thank you for having me. I started out podcasting back in, I started out podcasting when I was on the road with my husband back in 2019, and the podcast grew, and it helped me to have a voice and to be able to stand on what I believe. I've been talking about relationships since I was in junior high, all the way through high school. Even when I was a teenager, I always found it odd that I'm the person that people chose to have conversations or want to talk to me about relationships, even adults in my family. And I was just a teenager, a minor, by legal standards. So when I started the podcast, that passion ignited, and then I was able to connect my teachings from the Potter's house with my passion. My passion met my purpose. There you go. And from there, amen. Let me tell you something. It's something about sitting under an awesome word and not knowing that you're being groomed for greatness. It's just something about it. You're not connecting the dots, but you're taking in the information. You're learning what you need to know, because you don't even know that you're about to use this in the next, 5 to 10 years. But from the podcast, guys, I had this hunger. I had this burning sensation, a good one though, that I needed to do more. And so I started researching, and I was like, Lord, I want to be on TV. I don't know how I'm gonna get on TV, but I want to be on TV. So from the podcast, I struggled for about 3 months before an opportunity came up for me to be on public access TV out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. From there, my relationship talk show has reigned as #1 for quite some time.
Oh, congratulations.
So with me being a part of Access 21, thank you. That also, my relationship talk show also feeds into Spectrum Cable and AT&T Uverse. Now tell me, won't he do it?
No. Come on here.
Yeah.
So,
hey, we about to get some pointers from
so
you. You
from
about to see us.
Texas family, I got you. But from there, I wasn't done, guys. I was not done. I kept seeing all of these ads and running through your Facebook feed because of the algorithm. Whatever you search on and off social Facebook and social media, the algorithms will pull that information to you. So whatever you putting out there, remember, it's gonna come back to you. I don't care how you want to look at it. I don't care whether it's good, bad, information, searches, whatever you put out there is coming back. God is my witness. I started looking for ways to get on TV. I found it. Then I started seeing these ads about coming on other people's Roku channels. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay their little old money and be on their Roku television because I'm trying to build my own audience. And before you know it, here come God, like he do it. Here come God. He came in. He was like, you want your own Roku channel? I said, yes, sir. And I looked at the prices, guys, and I almost lost my wig. It was a good wig at the time.
Don't lose it now. Don't lose it.
So he said, you ain't got to lose the wig, but I want you to put it up and get a new look. I did. And guess what happened? Those people made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. So now with all of that being said, I have my own Roku channel, the Diva Speaks Relationships Roku channel. I've been looking for people like you. I wanted to talk to you today before I put that out there. I've been looking for other people, other couples, other content creators who are just as passionate about relationships and the covenant, being committed to the covenant and understanding that once you are a part of the covenant and you are a part of, a kingdom marriage or a kingdom covenant, we got to stand strong against the attacks of the enemy. We got to protect those relationships like we protecting these bank accounts, like we protecting our homes, like we protecting our children. We owe the same amount of due diligence when it comes to protecting our relationships and our marriages.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, that's it. I can tell you with my wife and as well as my cousin Herb's wife. Well, they both my cousins, but anyway, I was shocked because, like I told you before, I'm already into the podcast, and when my wife and my cousin was like, "Hey, we want to do a podcast," and it's crazy how this come about because you already doing the podcast, and people coming to us saying, "Y'all need to do a podcast," and we was like, "You don't see too much about marriages. You hear about every other thing, sports or whatever." And we were like, you know what? We can do a podcast and telling people about marriages our way, like what we going through, how we deal with our situations and stuff like that.
Oh wow!
So
I would like permission to speak freely.
Go ahead.
Please do.
So during this journey, guys, and I'm going to be very careful about what I say and how I say it, because I know that through your audience, somebody's going to benefit from it. But I'm trying to protect my privacy, but let somebody else know you're not alone. I remember one of the things that Bishop said years ago in the 90s. It was the 90s. And he was talking about anything that you was destined or you was ordained by God to do. Oftentimes you're going to be persecuted or the enemy will attack you in that area.
What I text you? The devil will start getting busy.
When Diva Speaks came about, in the beginning of it, everything was wonderful. Woo, Jesus! I was like, God, you really did it that time. But this one, oh Lord, I thank you. I mean, you just outdid yourself. And I'm gonna tell you now that as the show has taken off, as the ratings have come, opportunities and everything, everything that I've ever been taught, I've had to pull that from the back of my mind, from my notes. The enemy has fought me the hardest in the thing that God has planned for my purpose. So now my talk show has taken a slight detour. I feel that I need shows like yours to be encouraged myself. However, I need to let people know that marriages especially, and marriages are so sacred to God. People don't understand that if the enemy can get his foot in the door, if the enemy has an entry point, if he can identify the weakest link between the two of you, and somebody falls for the trick, he has a foot in the door, and it is hard to get that joker out. So it is my passion now to really focus on helping people to push past their season of struggle, that just because a storm has come in your marriage, you don't have to give up. And you definitely don't have to give in to the temptation of the enemy to throw your hands up, because I'm telling you, he's busy. And if you wasn't doing something right, he wouldn't be attacking you.
Listen, that is so much confirmation. I don't even know what to say. I said you preaching, I'm here.
Hey, my wife says all the time, because I know sometimes I get sidetracked because I'm hot-headed, and she'll be like, we're not doing this, and she'll bring me back to the forefront, get me back in line.
Man, listen, I told y'all, I literally just sent a text out. I don't even know if it was this week.
It was this week.
This week, I just said, hey, y'all, just heads up. I've gotten a lot of good feedback just from our first show, and we didn't even really hit on like major topics. We were just introducing ourselves and telling them what the podcast was going to be about. I had a lot of positive feedback. I say, just know, once this takes off, the devil gonna get into it. He gonna try to attack. He gonna try to get in however he want to. So y'all just be aware, know what it is, stay strong in the word. And just know we doing this for a purpose, because like you said, people have really was like, y'all need to do a podcast. Y'all need to do a podcast. And we don't see a lot of Black marriages that actually last and actually work. We don't see that. So the devil will get busy. We just have to recognize what that is and just know that we just have to stay prayed up, man. Yeah.
Well, Ms. Porter, before we let you go, and we really appreciate you being on the show, I have 3 things I want to ask you. I've seen some of your quotes on your social media platform, and one of them you said, a wise woman once said, before you judge me, just know that me and all of his exes have the same story. What did you mean by that?
It's self-explanatory.
I need some clarity.
I want to hear about it.
Sure. What you mean?
Okay, so I don't want to take credit for creating that. I saw that and it struck a nerve with me. I'm just going to be very clear. If the person that you was once with or you're with now has a history of not keeping their word, and that's the straw that broke the camel's back in your relationship and every other relationship they've had, it's not you, it's them. If a person has a habit of not being a provider with you and everybody before you, you have to understand this is who they are. The best predictor of future behavior is past patterns. I learned that from Dr. Phil. Another thing, if you get with somebody and you think that you're going to be the reason that they make that change, please don't be deceived by that. If they cheated before you with every other person, if adultery was something that they took very lightly, then you best believe you won't be any different unless that person chooses God first and knows how to honor the covenant and repent and turn away from the sin. So I said that to say, because I see a lot of going back and forth with the children are doing a lot these days on social media. They talking about foolishness in the back and forth, the combativeness, the adversarial attacks, the finger pointing and all of this. All I want to say is, before you judge a woman and laughing at her and crying, and laughing about her, crying about her pain, just know that every other woman before her had the same story. He did them the same way. So watch yourself. That's what I meant by that.
Okay, now the next one I got off your page. and everybody need this, because my biggest problem was communication. But you had put on there, communication is only hard for somebody who doesn't want to be with you.
Well, I mean, okay, the best example I can give you, my friends. I want to walk you back. I want to walk you all the way back. You remember when we was young and when we was getting in trouble and we knew we was about to get it from mama, and you pleaded your case and you were trying to help her to understand why you did what you did, why you said what you said, why you acted that way at school, or whatever the case was. You are pleading your case in an attempt to communicate with your mom as to why you shouldn't be getting this whooping or get on punishment. I honestly feel that even in the worst case scenario, a person that truly values you and the relationship, and they're truly invested in the future and the success of the relationship, will make an attempt to communicate to you on your level. If I see that you didn't get it the first time, then if I really care about you and I love you, because I'm built that way, baby, I need you to understand. Okay, so maybe I ain't say it right. So, baby, this is what I meant by this. See, you know, we approach it different ways, but when you get with a person and they say what they say, and that's it, and they tell you something like, believe what you want to believe. I ain't finna keep talking about this. I done said what I had to say. That's not a person who's mature enough. That's not a person who's mature enough to understand that the two of you are not having a meeting of the minds. And where there is no meeting of the mind, that means that the two of you are going to continue to be on different pages and not going to see eye to eye. That's going to cause further, place distance between the two of you. And what comes with distance? That comes with an invitation to the enemy to come on in and have a seat.
That's good.
Well,
done that, Ms. Diva.
And we loving it.
Yeah,
the last one I have for you is, you have put on your page, which I got, please don't confuse the length of marriage with the strength of marriage.
I know that's real. I know that's real.
Baby.
Now you got to educate me on that one, because I'm kind of lost. I'm like, okay, the length of marriage should be good, the strength of marriage should be good. So did you mean like just because they in a marriage for a long period of time don't mean that they strong together?
Yeah. We might just be roommates.
Exactly.
And putting up with each other.
I mean,
babe, we ain't gonna never not put up with
whoever said that, amen, cosign right there.
Brown.
Just because we've been together for 30 years, that doesn't mean that we have the best marriage. That doesn't mean we're in a loving marriage. That doesn't mean we're not putting God first. That doesn't mean we're sexually satisfied in the bedroom. That doesn't mean we're fellowshipping in the bedroom. That doesn't mean we're honoring the covenant. All it means is that we've been together for 30 years. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
That's it.
Straight up.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Miss Diva Speaks, we really enjoyed you being on our show. And hopefully in the future, if you have a show you would like to invite us on, we'll be glad to come on the show. You educated us on a lot of stuff, and we really appreciate it. And hopefully on another show, you can join in and chat with us again. But we really do appreciate you coming on our show today.
Thank you. You preached the whole sermon.
She done dropped some gems, baby.
Oh, yeah. Good nuggets to shake that.
Well, I thank you. I thank you for having me. I really, really thank you for having me. It does my heart good to talk to other Texans while I'm isolated out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's have a conversation. You guys, maybe in the future about doing some projects together or something. But I've enjoyed my time on the show. You guys rock.
We really appreciate it. And if it's anything that we can do on our end, please get in contact with us. You have our information and stuff like that. If there's anything that we can do to help your show or help improve it, or you can help improve our show and better our show, we are open to whatever you have for us as well.
Yes.
Well, I want to take it to TV, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I got
as we would say, this is
it's blam.
Take care, you guys.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Man, that was great right there.
Yes, it was.
That was good. That was really good.
I really enjoyed that. Well, hey, like we were saying, hey, what makes us the one, or you the one, or what makes me different from anybody else and stuff like that? We got a lot of clarification off of things that we already been wondering and pondering about. And the main thing, like I said before, why is that question is never addressed? And I'm not, and I ain't saying that I always address it, because I know I didn't, you know, but being a little older now, being married to my beautiful wife and stuff like that, and the things that we go through, whether it's something positive, the ups and downs, we here for one another. And like I say, when I get to going to the left or too far to the right, she reels me in, and we're not doing it. She'll point her finger at me and all that, and I'll laugh, because I'll be like, I ain't no damn kid. Like, who you talking to? But I sit there, I pay attention, and I listen.
Hey, listen.
That's what it's about, man. That's the only thing. Like, if your spouse making you better, man, you have to take those nuggets and gems, and you have to apply them to your life, and just really think about what they're saying. Because I know Herbert, sometimes he thinks that I'm after him or on him or something like that. But
y'all do.
Yeah, hold on. But it's to better you. It's that I'm seeing something that you don't see. So there you go. I just want to push you to be a better person, and I'm not trying to be your mama. You got one of them, and I'm not trying to, you know. But at the end of the day, I see something better in you, and if you don't see it, I see it. So I'm gonna push you to greatness.
That's it. You go. And that's just part of growing in your marriage and maturing in your marriage.
That's it. Taking
that stuff, not looking at it as somebody's being on the other one. I'm telling you, you owe me too much. That's just helping you grow. And that's how you extend them years. And you be together 20 years and be strong 20 years. Not just 20. And that's it, man. That's what makes you the one. And the key thing with that, we all one together. Come on now.
Hey,
one together.
Somebody was gonna say it.
Hey, you want to go in on that after Mr. Herb?
Baby, they said it. Baby, after we got this sermon, after this selection, after this quarter.
I have something for this panel. They went, like I say, we talk before our shows, but I don't always give them like the stuff I may bring in. But I have something for them, and my thing is, what do you think about it, and what's your opinion about it? First one is, if you think a man should pay all the bills, date someone that agrees. If you think he should be 50-50, date someone that agrees. The problem is y'all want to convince people who don't agree instead of just dating someone who has the same values. That's why the topic is so annoying. How y'all feel about that?
Agreed. Again, goes back to communication when you're dating, and letting the expectation. Well, I won't even say expectations, but let them know what you feel that should happen. They will tell you what they feel should happen. And it's all about the adjustments, the common ground, compromise. Yeah. So if I want him to pay the bills, I'm gonna say, listen, when we get in this thing, I need you mortgage down. Right. That's it. I'm everything else. You mortgage down. You take care of the mortgage. I'm good. If he be like, then I am, then that may be a problem. It may be a problem. But you will never know unless you communicate. You gotta sort them out. Yeah. So what you think?
I feel the same way, because I think a lot of times I'm not gonna say us as, I'm gonna say some women, you feel like the man should do everything. Yeah. And to me, we're in this together. So therefore, if you lacking, then I'm gonna step up. Yeah. Because there may be a time that I'm lacking. So I'm not gonna require you to do everything in the house. That's not what I'm gonna do. Yeah. As far as I need you to pay the bills and that, you got to do this. I'm not doing that.
But see, to bounce off of that, it's like, then if they doing everything, then they lacking in another area. Now you get mad at that.
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
Then you listening to other people that
bustling, and they never at home, then it's a problem.
There you go.
Trying to meet the needs in the house.
And I guess I look at it too. I look at it like this. When you get into a marriage, everything comes together anyway. That's one. So you got 500,000, I got 500,000. We now got $1 million. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
But you said we though. That's the key point.
We got it. So that what I look like going spend all mine, and you just keeping yours to yourself.
Yeah.
But what I like about that, and I got to give the women credit on this, women tends to know how to budget better than men.
All day long.
They'll pull up.
They'll
pull $1 out of a hat, out of a sock, or whatever the case may be. And what I love about my wife, when it's time for bills time or my paycheck time, my wife will tell me like, "Babe, okay, I'm sending what you call it out."
Your paycheck budget.
My paycheck budget. And she'll be like, be sure you pay this, and that. And you have such and such amount of dollar that you can play around with.
For sure.
And that's what I love. It ain't that she's in control. She's letting me know, like, I'm going to help you. She's better in that area. And I don't have a problem with that. Or she'll say, or like one instant, I was like, well, you forgot the storage. She was like, hold, please. That's what she put in the text. Hold, please.
Yeah. But it's like, now when it first started, now it was a little rough. Yeah. So you're like, you ain't tell me what I gotta do with my money. It's not what I'm trying to tell you what to do with your money.
We're related. We're related.
That's not that I'm trying to tell you what to do with your money. But if we want this, and we want better, then we have to make changes.
Yeah. And I get it. You know I'm not the best. My wife does the same. She got it in her notes. It's down to it. She probably going them notes right now. We got a whole what you call them accountants keep a whole log, months and months and months.
Look, she started looking at
the transfer to the Excel.
And y'all use the word. You know, if something come up, I'm like, hey, look, baby, I gotta do this.
But they already have a plan.
She say, well, all right, don't touch nothing. Let me make some adjustments.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and we
I need to move out of the savings.
Let me move
I ain't
something
telling y'all
around.
too much. Okay, so last paycheck, I sent him stuff. He gonna say, well, for your information, this ain't what I got left. I had to go get the car painted. Whoop, hold on, because you did not tell me about going to get a car painted. Okay, so therefore,
man, you gave him too much information.
That's all right.
Yeah.
When I say I will wait. Okay, so therefore, this is what you have.
Now,
whenever your change run out, I don't want to hear I ain't got it.
Because I'm gonna be like,
So I mean, that's just hey, you learn trials and error. It is what it is.
Now my next one is, this is vows for better or worse.
Okay.
Many marriages end in divorce because we worship the better but not have no resilience to handle the worse.
Mm-hmm.
Worse is inevitable, but we live in a fantasy world like it don't exist. So when we are faced with the worst, we run back to court to undo what we committed to do.
That's true. People do that. Like,
man, they laugh.
That's a true statement. People do that. Like, you don't stick it out. You don't stick it out for the worst. And again,
ooh, I got some. That's another show.
I
can't say it right now.
I done got up. Let me
no. That's gonna be a whole other show. That's gonna be another show. About that.
So you gonna hold on to that?
I'm gonna hold on to that.
Okay. My last one is 6. You sure y'all want to give a little inkling of it? Okay, all right.
I'm just, when they talk about for better or worse,
okay,
right? We've all sat up there taking these vows, and everybody's sitting up there taking these vows.
Okay.
All the marriages that have happened in lifetime. Okay. But look how many people actually go get divorced.
Yeah. The rate is
you know what? I'm not questioning what God has to say, but when they say better or worse, I don't think people take that in. Like,
come on,
we're gonna go through ups and downs. Like, it's gonna be days I don't like you.
Facts.
Exactly. So now, as us,
man, you don't like me sometimes.
So when you think about it, when y'all think about that, and us as people, okay, and all these marriages happen now, we talking about it because we married couple.
Yes.
Right. But do you think now that it has become almost cliche that people are just reading this
and they're not really taking it to heart,
and they're not taking it here, and they just like, oh, I love you, girl. We get married today, and they stand up there, yes, for better or worse, and this and that, and then they like, oh, we got this thing. Yeah, it's just something being read.
Because in the words of just so this is how it is. So as a woman, we all want that fairy tale wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't want to walk down the aisle, you looking good, snatched all the areas that people are there for you to see you. You walking down that aisle, but you repeating them vows, but did you mean them?
Yeah.
Or are you just there for the show?
There you go. That's it.
Because
that's it.
I mean, that's just. I mean, I've witnessed.
Yeah.
Personally, somebody. You want to be married so bad that you're settling just to say that you married. But on the flip side, all you really wanted was a show.
Yeah.
She said somebody is probably one of her y'all Dominic Chris. She talking about some of y'all out there.
She just said
because the thing didn't last no longer than 2 months.
Yeah. So
you didn't spend all this money, and you didn't take nothing to heart that you said.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell me that you meant that.
Yeah.
I can go on to the next. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm just like, I mean, I agree with that, but when it comes to like abuse, verbal abuse, when it comes to excessive cheating, stuff like that, I'm gonna say I'm not dealing with that. Because you ain't gonna be putting your hands on me. You're not gonna be doing, just the abuse thing. I just can't take, and I don't think that anybody should take. It's not fair, So those are my only two breakers. And when I say that, and I hate for me to be on a marriage show or marriage podcast and say I would get divorced, but unfortunately, you're not gonna be beating on me. I'm not gonna stand for that. You're not gonna be cheating on me every single day of your life and flaunting it around in my face. That part right there, I'm saying I ain't judging you for that. But at the same time, if something happens in your marriage, I feel like that you should try to work through it. Try your best, because when you take vows, like we've saying, when you take vows to say, for better or for worse, who's to say what the worst is? So you can't listen to others to say, I wouldn't, I don't take that. How are you still married when you going through that? It's not going to always be peaches and cream. It's not going to always be flowers. Right. It's not going to always smell great. It's going to stink sometimes. How are you willing to take the smell? Are you willing to take those times to where I walk in the house and I don't even want to see you that day or that week? My husband is not going to do everything that I agree with, but what am I willing to work through? What am I willing to take? What am I willing to accept? Right. I'm gonna ride it out for him. I've already told him, like, he done some stuff in our marriage, and I'm gonna rock with you till the wheels fall off, but you're not gonna just be treat me any old kind of way. I'm not accepting that, you know. So it comes to be a sticky situation when you talk about that, but I feel like people don't take the vows to heart. They just don't. It is what it is.
Now, that was from my cousin. You can tell that was heartfelt, but that came from deep. Her voice went down. She was looking at the camera. Yeah. Last 6 signs you're making a bad decision. Some may agree with it, some may not. But like I said, I got this from Miss Porter Real. I said her name.
Miss
Diva Speaks. And one of them is you avoid input from people you respect. Number 2, you don't consult with the word of God.
That's number 1.
Number 3, you don't pray for God's leading. Number 4, it doesn't build you spiritually. Okay. Number 5, it undermines your integrity. Last and not least, number 6, it leads you to temptation. Ms. Brown, you want to?
I'm about to say what Uncle. What?
Uncle David.
I was going to say, what did he say? What's his 3 T's? That talking, temptation. Okay. That number 6.
Share.
I mean, that consulting with God got to be number 1.
Yeah.
But that's everybody's opinion.
Yeah, that's everybody's opinion. And I don't think that was just like an order. That was just
just
what you said, but for sure.
Well, with that being said, we coming to the closing of our show. And before we close, would you like to give your final thoughts?
I mean, what makes me the one?
You better know what makes you the one.
You said my final.
Okay, my bad. I apologize.
Again, we all think we the one. That's us as human. Yeah. That's just us. I feel like, but I mean, to me, let's do some self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Because just like we feel like we the one, we might not be the one for that person.
There you go.
And that person might not be the one for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you really just have to me, do some self-examination.
There you go.
And I know I'm the one.
There you go, baby. You are.
I keep giving the brownie point.
Yeah. Oh, you still at 0.
Hey, I think he just got one because he went for a little kiss. He missed it in the beginning.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Came back. He came back.
No, it's Miss Washington, sir.
He came back.
It's Miss Washington, sir.
Oh, that's good job, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
I think
that,
it's
brother.
1-1.
What makes me what? Okay. Now, just overall, I feel like that this is a good topic because, like I said in the beginning, the guys have been married before, and since my husband have been married before, I always ask him like, what makes me stand out from your previous marriage, from your previous relationship, and all of that. So I do look at Herbert and feel like that, hey, I don't take no stuff, but we're better together. I'm not going to allow you to do things that you've done in your previous marriage. By this time, you have grown. By this time, you know, I can teach you some things. You can teach me some things. And because we come from 2 different backgrounds, but at the same time, like, we all learning. And if you're willing to learn with me, we can do this together because we are one. Once we get married, we won. It's not Herbert and Jessica. It's not, you know, 1 and 1. We together. So we are as one. So we're gonna ping off of each other. We're gonna make each other better. We're gonna go to church together as one. We will worship together as one. Whatever decisions that we make, we're gonna go into this thing together. Right. And I think once we start doing a lot of communication, and really kind of filling that thing out, I think, you know, I'm the one.
Oh yeah, you heard it, Mr. Washington.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Again, I think when we look at it, as we've been sitting here talking and having a conversation, it said what makes me the one, and the one just keeps sticking out because when you talk about marriage, it's all about oneness. It's a unit. Yeah, it's a unit. And when you think about it, and you know, we're God-fearing people. Marriage is God's perfect design. It is. It's a perfect entity.
I'm ready for church tomorrow.
It's 2 imperfect people coming together to make something perfect. Yeah. Right? It's a perfect design. Right? So, I mean, that's how I know, you know, just it's oneness. As long as you're on the same page, everything goes smoothly. That's it.
Mr. Brown? Oh, you know I'm ready. Well, I'm going to say when you say how you know you the one, and my wife is definitely the one, and I make sure all the time I put my wife in the forefront, whether it's through social media, posting my wife pictures, telling her how much I appreciate her, because I think sometimes throughout relationships, the woman is never always spoke about. So I always make sure that I'm putting my wife on the pedestal. I've never have asked her about her past relationships because I really don't care, because I feel like they're irrelevant because I'm here. So whatever they may have not done, I make sure that I do it for my wife. And we love the comments that we get, the pictures. We act silly together. We do TikTok. We travel together. I have my wife doing things that she probably never thought she would do before. We kayak. Me and my wife be in the open water. I mean, we do it all. And I think, that's the most enjoying and fulfilling thing for me, because I love seeing when my wife is happy. And then when she be like, babe, let's try this. I'm scared to do it, but I'm willing to try to do it, because she know I'm willing to try anything. But for her being on my side, improving me as a man, as well as a father. And I think that's why I know that she's the one. Absolutely.
Oh, see, come on.
Come on. Give me some.
Hey, with that being said, I want to give a big congratulations out to Christopher Conti and Mimi Johnson. They're expecting a baby. I think they're going to name the baby Chrislyn. To Tamika O'Neal and Mark Regan on their engagement. They're about to get married. Yes. Happy anniversary to Tiara and Anthony Tigner. Happy anniversary to y'all. That's a married couple. Enjoying their celebration. Happy birthday to our sister Javonna Pleasant. Yes. To Sharice Lamb, Glenda Brazier, Katisha Scott, Jamie O'Dowd. Sorry about these names. Patrick Carter and Derek Hudson. Hey, we really appreciate everybody that tuned in to our show, whether it was on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. To those that's watching us on Instagram, if you have posted comments and we weren't able to read them, please don't charge it to our heart, charge it to our head and our eyes, because we really can't see them. To our viewers that posted their comments on YouTube, we really appreciate it. We tried to put them up. And as well as to our special guest, Miss Diva Speaks, please follow her platform. She is on Station Head. She's on YouTube. Subscribe to her channel so you can get alerts whenever she go live. And hopefully it'll be a show that we are invited on. So I'm just throwing that out there, Miss Diva Speaks. So please follow her on all those platforms. Want to give a big shout out to Busy Cab Stand, The Upper Room, Diverscity Realty, Element 7 Salon, FourTre Photography, Inked to the T. That's my cousin's t-shirt company. Hey, please reach out to her if you want t-shirts getting done. Please reach out to her. Her turnaround is on point, and I'm not just saying that. That's my cousin, but her turnaround is on point. Kudah Roos Crawfish. I know I'm gonna get some slack from this because we haven't taken them to Kudah Roos yet, but please follow Kudah Roos Crawfish on Facebook. One of the best crawfish around in the Galveston County and the Harris County areas. Also, New Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, our church. Big shout out to Uncle David and Auntie Linda. I know y'all tuning in and y'all heard Jessica say when she was in college how Herb that was pouring the bottles, but I ain't wanting to snitch. But anyway, Picture Perfect Photography, Silver Coastal Construction, Team Body of Works, The Pleasure Boss, the six-figure single moms. That's my cousin Crystal Smith. I had said the wrong name on our podcast show yesterday. Tommy Napoli, the personal chef. Eugene B Productions. Uncontested Hoops. That's my cousin's show. I'm going to do an interview with him on my National Scouting Service platform. So be on the lookout for that. TT's Treats. I said that right?
TT. Come on, we got him.
Hold on.
And they gonna share too.
TT's Treat. Hey, some of the best cookies in the city.
Hey, so please look up. She's on Instagram.
She's on Instagram and Facebook.
She's on Instagram and Facebook. So please follow TT's Treats. Give her your business. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it. And Taryn Wallace and the Footprint Inc.
Yes.
So please follow them and Footprint Inc. That's
it's a clothing company.
It's a clothing company. So please look out for that. Hopefully we'll get some gears that we can display on our show as well to get them out there. But again, this is our podcast show and this is
Blam.
Hey, and I have a special treat for the ladies. They don't know anything about this. Herb don't know anything about it. So we're going to close with that. Please tune into our podcast radio station, Blam Owl. If you want to listen to good music, we're going to be playing that music at the end of the show. I'm also playing the music on a little outro after I play this video for our beautiful wives. See, this is where the brownie points come in.
Yeah, come on.
Let's see this.
Oh, shoot.
Baby, you're the one. 4 years we've been together. We made it, man. Made it through a lot of stormy weather. Baby, you're the one. See, I met you on a Friday. The very next day, I was calling you mine, baby. You're the one. Remember when I took the trip to Cancun? All I can think about was you. The whole time I stayed on the phone with you. You're the one. And everybody around me got mad. But I knew they wouldn't understand. I finally found my better half. Man, we made it. 4 years, that's crazy, Ken.